Can you all hear me on your mics? Everybody's good? Are you guys ready?
Is everybody good?
Everybody good?
All right, Chief, if you want to go ahead and start us off.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Cameron Afzal. I'm the police chief for Dayton Police Department. So the purpose of this briefing is to kind of give you a quick briefing on a critical incident that occurred yesterday, June 12th, 2025. Again, the following purpose is to intend to provide you with information about a critical incident, and to make sure that you and the community has a better understanding as to what led to this incident. One other word of caution, because I know some of you guys go live, that the images and information they're about to see may be disturbing, so the viewer discretion is advised. So this is the scene overview of 900 block of Miller Avenue, which is in the city of Trotwood. Literally right immediately south, immediately north of that at Miller and Hoover is city of Dayton. And if you know this location, Dayton and Trotwood go back and forth if you go through that. So 900 block of Miller Avenue is where the location incident occurred, which is depicted by the circle, red circle on the top left. And you have some point of references with the park, so you have a better idea and the community has a better idea as to where it occurred. A little bit of, more of an overview. What you see is city border and incident location. So as I mentioned, you can be 20, 30 feet north of that, you'll be city of Dayton. You keep going south of that location, you'll go back in Dayton, but this actually occurred in city of Trotwood, but only Dayton police officers were involved in this incident. Again, overview of where the critical incident, which is the Ostermach shooting, occurred. The circle with the red circle with the oval shape that you see on your screens. Again, this is a street view of where the incident occurred. So as you see that structure with the 3 base doors, immediately left of that is where the Ostermach shooting took place. So just to give you a little bit of background, so Dayton Police Department was conducting a joint operation to reduce gun violence. We did have some additional partners with us. We had aviation assets from State Patrol, and we had our parole partners were also as part of this operation. During this operation, FLARC license plate readers alerted on a stolen vehicle that turned out to be stolen from Warren County. The aviation assets that we had provided real-time information on the stolen vehicle once they picked it up. As they were providing information, the crews that were there responded, and as you'll hear the audio, that the aviation pilot alerted that there was some kind of interaction between the stolen vehicle in question, which we were targeting, and the pickup truck where the individual that was eventually shot was occupying. So at this time, I also got to the scene, also located the truck with a trailer blocking the road at Redmond Place and Miller Avenue. Initially, the driver refused multiple commands to exit the vehicle. Driver then exited the vehicle holding a handgun, which will show you a video on his right hand, and one officer discharged his firearm, and it was discharged one time. So what you're about to hear are portions of radio traffic and footage from body-worn cameras. The footage contains violent images and strong language, so viewer discretion is advised, and definitely contains strong language in this video. So this is the initial flock. I'm sorry, go back. So this is the initial flock hit, and you will see one of our members of the department alerting that there's a flock hit, and aviation will pick up from there.
Northbound on Olive from West 3rd, Dock 14, Anderson, just hit 33 seconds ago.
Okay.
North.
So next one is just snippets of different things that how aviation is tracking the stolen vehicle and helping crews get to the scene.
It's pulling into a private drive right now on Bellman. It's backing out, and it's going to come back out eastbound.
Right, this next traffic, you'll hear it twice. You'll hear it here, and also you'll hear it on the responding officer's body cam footage, where the OSP advises there is interaction between the stolen vehicle and the truck.
That's a dead end. Okay, he might have just brought something to the truck that's sitting right there, a filler. He slowed down and did a little hand gesture. I'm not sure what that was about.
So this is the body cam footage from the officer that discharged his weapon. So that radio transmission that you heard, you'll hear it again. This will take you all the way up to right at the point that the officer discharged the firearm. So we're not going to show anything past that. That has been that has what we have done. So we'll show you to you all the way up to right at the point where the officer discharges his firearm. So the next slide is a couple of snippets from the officer's body cam footage where you can see what appears to be a handgun, and this handgun was recovered. On the rightmost picture is the handgun recovered, and at this point, this is immediately on top of where the individual ended up falling down on the ground, and right as it appears, and again, this is part of the criminal investigation that we're not part of, that he was shot right around this time when as he's running with his handgun and looking back at the officer. And this is just based on the video evidence that we have currently. So this is just snippets from that. This is the handgun that was actually recovered. It's a 9mm Glock 19X loaded with 11 live rounds and 1 round in the chamber. This incident occurred literally at this time, about 1:11 p.m. Officer requested medics at 1:11. Officers rendered aid. And medics arrived on the scene at 1:19 p.m. and left scene at 1:25 p.m. and arrived at local hospital at 1:35 p.m. The subject taken into custody is currently in stable condition. Local hospital, at least I'm told that he is actually going to be released, and the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is going to be filing charges. We believe the charges are going to be weapons under disability, obstructing justice, and possession of illegal narcotics. I don't think that's done yet, but I think it's about to be. So if you go to the next slide. Because he has not been booked under those charges, we're not going to release his name because he's still uncharged. So he is a white male in his 20s. The criminal convictions that he's had, receiving stolen property, attempt to commit trespass and habitation, felony, failed to comply with order of the police, with substantial risk of serious physical harm, also a felony. So those are what he's already been convicted of. The officer involved, 9 years of service, 8 commendations, no discipline. As with all officer-involved critical incidents, the following types of investigations occur. First is a criminal investigation, which the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office will be conducting for us, and they're already in the middle of that. Once they're done, we will be doing an internal administrative investigation. Will be conducted by a professional standards bureau. At this point, I will take your questions and understand that I can only give you what I know. You're probably going to ask me about perspective. I'm not going to give you perspective because that's the responsibility of the officers involved as to what they saw, why they did what they did, and then when it comes to an internal investigation, we will be asking the same questions. Mike?
Chief, we saw other units heading up to presumably what was the actual stolen car.
Yeah.
Have you been? Did you take anyone into custody that was in that stolen car? And then secondly, have you been able to determine how that person may have been related to the person in the pickup, like what the reason for the stop and?
So we have taken somebody, well, at least the individual was taken to the hospital because apparently we were concerned about overdosing on narcotics. We have been told, and this is not confirmed, that the two individuals do know each other. Not a confirmation, but at least the initial investigation is that this individual that was shot, about to be charged, and the individual in the stolen vehicle do know each other, based on what Montgomery County Sheriff's Office has told us. But we don't have any personal, first-hand confirmation of that.
Was there just an exchange of communication between the two, to your knowledge, or did one of them hand any narcotics to the other one? Or?
We have no idea as to what the interaction was. We only can go by what was relayed by the aviation to our officers. I know Montgomery County will be doing a search warrant on the vehicle, so we'll see what comes out of that.
The individual who was shot, they had a pickup truck. They had what looked like a tow trailer with them. Were they there to either pick up or drop off the stolen vehicle?
I don't know.
You said that the person that was shot by the officer does have those previous charges. Are they through your department? In other words, is your department familiar with this person?
I don't know if they are. Anybody back there know if the convictions are from us or from department? We don't. We can confirm. We can figure out as to where the charges are from.
The stolen car, was it picked up on Pomeroy?
Pomeroy is where the individual is located. I think it was a stolen car was Elks or something. Elk. I think the stolen car was located on Elk. The individual driving the vehicle was on Pomeroy.
Pomeroy, okay.
And you, many of the officers that were involved, even right there, were already out there working the violence deterrence initiative.
Yes.
In the afternoon.
Correct.
And in that case, many times they're looking for people carrying guns illegally and/or stolen cars, or both. Or talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the whole intent is because obviously we have had some issues with violence and stolen cars are part of that equation. Didn't used to be back in the day, but it seems to be. So you're always in an area where we have located stolen vehicles or cars have been stolen and location where we've had a high incident. So yeah, that's the focus part of that effort.
And the suspect that was arrested with the stolen car, do they have any prior convictions or arrests?
I don't know the answer to that question.
You mentioned, I'm sure you said it yesterday, but is the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office now in charge of the investigation in terms of criminal investigation?
Correct, for the officer-involved shootings. I don't know if the stolen vehicle part is that, who's doing that? Is Montgomery County handling that also? They're handling that part also, so they're handling the whole thing.
Where was the one person shot?
So what best we can say is probably a graze, what looks like a graze wound somewhere in the neck, because I know we saw our officers applying pressure to make sure that they didn't bleed. So appears to be, and again, I don't know the full, but I would imagine the outcome would have been different if that actually had been hit with a bullet. It looks like it's more than likely a graze wound, but don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. I'm definitely guesstimating that it's probably a graze wound.
Chief, I know you don't want to talk about perspective of officers' actions, but if you can just talk about the fact that they so often now are dealing with people not just having a weapon, but like this gentleman had one in the chamber, 11 more available. I mean, he was fully loaded and capable of firing at several officers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into intent of what this person's intent was. I have no idea what the intent was, just like I'm not gonna answer the question about what my officer saw or didn't see, or what the perceived threat was. That is the criminal investigation responsibility, so it would be unkind for me to not make comment about my officer's intent and then make comment about somebody else's intent.
Can you just talk about the fact your officers constantly now face armed people that they're interacting with on any assignment they might be sent to?
That's correct. Unfortunately, we do. We come across a lot of individuals that are armed. I think our social media posts, when we do have it, I think not too long ago, we posted, I don't know, 7 or 8 weapons recovered from, I believe they were all juveniles. That was patrols that recovered it. So that is a concern, but just the reality that we have to deal with.
Was the firearm you recovered, was that legally owned by the suspect?
I do not know. That is still being reviewed, how it has been used in the past, so I can't tell you. We know that he's not allowed to have weapons. So, yeah, I mean, again, the ownership is not, I don't know the ownership.
In regards to this operation that was meant to be just recovering firearms in general, were there other firearms acquired separate to this incident?
So I know there was at least a couple more arrests that day involving narcotics. I don't know if any weapons were recovered or not, but usually on these operations we definitely recover stolen vehicles and weapons and narcotics. I know that there was at least. I'm looking at that. I don't know if the firearms were recovered, but I know that I saw something that said there were some arrests made prior to this. But obviously, after this incident, this operation ceased because this takes us into different complexities.
Got time for
Chief,
2
can
more
you just talk
questions.
about, I mean, just again, go over it, your officers' current job status and why?
The officer's job status. So they're going to be they're going to go talk to our doctor, make sure they're okay. So until that time, they're going to be on admin leave.
Anybody got one last question?
Yeah, and I can tell you that one of the things that we talked about, this is not something that is normal for us. Believe it or not, we don't use our firearm nearly as much as people think. I think it's usually a few times a year. So I can tell you the perspective I got from not just the officer that discharged the firearm, but other officer, it did shook him, and that's not unusual for us. That usually is an issue for us anytime we're in a deadly force situation. That it does affect our officers quite a bit, and understandably so.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.